Alright, so in this part 87, there's a little piece of story that happens here, and then you get in a boss fight with not too difficult of a boss, I should say. I don't want to give away what exactly happens here. You can determine if you want to watch it yourself. It is a bit of a spoiler what happens right here. But yeah, I don't know what kind of advice I have for this boss. Let's fast forward, and then I'll see during the fight if anything rings a bell. But I think for the most part, this boss, which is kind of a trick boss, I guess, or a surprise boss, you just kind of employ regular strategies: protect, shell, haste. So in this first piece here, you're going to fight against this Dark Flow. You can't really kill it because it really has no embodiment. It's just void is all it is. You're basically attacking void. You'll fight for a while, you take a little damage, like I took my platinum down up there, but you'll fight it for a little while, and then eventually the fight just ends without you doing anything. Another one of those fights. And then it'll roll into the next boss, which is more of a serious boss. So I should say, even though this is a serious boss, this isn't too tough of a fight. It's very similar to the last 4 that you've just done, except for this one, there's no real catch here. He does go from one version to the next, and this is the last time you'll see him, I think, Vata, in this story. He changes into a Nil Vata, and then when he goes Nil, that's when he kind of powers up. He's a little bit tougher at that point, but luckily he doesn't transform until he's already pretty weak, and so at that point he goes all out, but if you go all out, you pretty much beat him before he can kill you. So no real strategy here aside from just make sure that you are ready when he transforms. Make sure that you have Mighty Guard or at least Shell and Protect up. It'll be nice to have all your guys hasted at the same time, because once he changes, you're just going to want to go all out and just beat him down. And as a matter of fact, I'd probably go one of your healers, go Holy on, which is pretty much that's my standard strategy. It's just to use Holy with one of my healers, and then the other one, I usually have the double caster doing heals, and then the other healer doing Holy. I would recommend to be definitely to that point with your team where everybody's buffed up, everybody's hasted, and then you have one of your healers doing damage, something like that, by the time he transforms. If you're in the mid-60s, upper 60s, you shouldn't have too much of a problem with him. I'm in the lower 70s, and this boss was cakewalk. Once he's done though, you're going to enter the void there and move on to the next piece, and there's a second boss in this part of the walkthrough. Alright, so once that fight is done, you would think you go straight through the portal right in front of you, but you don't. There's a little piece here where you see you jump in there, and then that opens up. It's not really a secret. So you're gonna want to go back through, jump back out, and go back through that portal. This portal is going to have a little optional boss in it, little extra section, but I won't spoil it right now. I'll spoil it when we get there. So here is our surprise boss. A little bit of dialogue here. I won't spoil it until we're in the fight. Ooh, it's a dragon. It's Bahamut. So you're going to fight Bahamut, and he is very similar to how he's been in other games, where he casts Mega Flare. He counts down to that. You just need to make sure that you are buffing up as fast as you possibly can. Make sure that you have all of your defenses up as quickly as possible. For me, that means hasting my Paladin, hasting my healers, and then using Mighty Guard right away. That'll allow me to take the brunt of his Mega Flare attack. If you don't have a Paladin, make sure that you're casting Shell on your guys as fast as you possibly can, because the Mega Flare does do a decent amount of damage. After his first Mega Flare, he starts to attack within. So Bahamut actually becomes a harder and harder boss as the fight goes, simply because in the beginning, he's not attacking. He's waiting for his first Mega Flare. After his first Mega Flare, he begins to attack and Mega Flare at the same time. Now, he will count down again. You can see here the damage, and it's pretty severe. There you go. Upwards to 4K almost on a couple of my guys. So it's some damage, and it's definitely going to be a hard hit to survive. This is the last summon though. Once you kill him, you can summon him, which is nice. But it's going to be a difficult fight. There's no way of getting around it either. This is not a fight where it's a status that you're trying to avoid or something like that. You're just trying to avoid raw damage. You just need to have a decent amount of healing coming from probably 2 different of your characters, but you also at the same time need to be putting out enough damage from your other 3 to get him dead fast enough so that later on he doesn't just wear you down with his regular attacks and his Mega Flare later in the fight. And it does wear, I think it wears me down quite a bit, and if I remember right, I almost lose this fight. It's a rough fight though, nonetheless. Even if I won it easy here, I know that this is a rough fight, so hang in there and keep your defenses up, keep your healing up, and you'll make it through the fight.